Oh, hey, I'm Joe Mack. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about Fury of the Gods, the last book in the Bloodsworn trilogy by John Gwynne. So, what a fantastic trilogy, and this book was kick-ass as a way to send us off into the sunset with these characters. The Norse mythology tale and the work that John Gwynne put into the lore for the way that he used Norse mythology was absolutely incredible. Such a good book. Let's just jump right into it. I want to start these videos with just giving you my rating right off the bat in case that's all you're looking for when you're stopping by. Fury of the Gods is getting an 8 out of 10 from me. You know, it had been 2 years since I read Shadow of the Gods and Hunger of the Gods. And something that I thought was absolutely incredible was the fact that in the beginning of this book, we get a recap of what had come before. And it was so amazing for me, who had been on a hiatus like that, to just read that recap and just be able to dive right back into this series like I hadn't been away at all. I never came across a name or an event that I was like, wait a minute, when did that happen? Because they covered it in that recap. And I hope that a lot more books and series in the future start doing this. There are a couple of absolutely standout things that John Gwynne does in this book, and we're talking pacing and we're talking characters. Both of these are absolutely out of the park. Being a multiple POV style of writing, of structure, John Gwynne does a really good job of picking which character to get behind the eyes of, depending on what's the most important for the reader to know. There are oftentimes these people are in a group with each other, and we will have some shorter chapters just jumping inside each person's head, and then there'll be times where we're just with one of them because it's important for us as the reader and for the story to really sit with that character and understand that this is a very vital and important thing to see from their eyes specifically. The pacing of those POV switches is done incredibly. You're not getting lost. You're not wondering why we're switching. It's not abrupt or in the middle of anything. It is just a passing of the baton from one character to the next fluidly throughout the entire story. And these characters are so unique, so individual. It's really just so enjoyable to be able to see everything and experience everything from each of their points of views. They all have their own motivations, and even though groups of them are doing something with the same overall goal, to see their personal motivations in order to do that, what they're looking for vengeance for and what they care about, what they're going through is so nice. Not to mention that we get the point of view from someone on the other side, right? You get a point of view that's not just directly from Orca and Varg and Elvar, from the good guys. You get a point of view from Guthvar, and he is not the best person. He's not a great guy, a little bit of a coward. And being able to see the story from that side of things as well, from him, from Bjor, is very refreshing. Obviously, I can't go any further without saying how good the battle scenes are done. We have individual battle scenes where we're focused just on two different characters. We have group battle scenes between both armies. We have gods fighting each other. We have magical. We have magical abilities being thrown around in the midst of Vikings fighting each other. It's all done so well. The language that's used to describe everything that's happening is so picturesque. The fight scenes were awesome. It helped move the story along. You are right there. You feel like you are right over the shoulder of everyone as they're going, watching everything happen. Fantastic. The world that John Gwynne built in this story is fantastic. The map that you get isn't enormous, but it doesn't have to be. We don't need to travel across multiple continents and through multiple oceans. I mean, there are 2 continents, but overall, it's just like north and south with a waterway between. The amount of lore and research you can really tell that he did in Norse mythology, and to utilize what he researched to make it his own, to put everything together the way that he did, like I feel like I know stuff about Nordic times, and it's probably wrong because it's probably just John Gwynne's version of it because I haven't cross-referenced anything. It reads so amazing. I feel so immersed. So I notice that there is a trend forming with me, and it turns out I'm quite a stickler for the way that books end. And that's going to affect my overall rating. It's the last thing that it leaves you with before it says goodbye. So this is going to be a spoiler warning because I'm going to start talking about what happens at the end of this book and talking about some of the things that I did enjoy and being specific about it, and talking about some of the things that I didn't enjoy. But this is just that warning for you guys. So if you've been reading the books now, you realize that the covers are a spoiler in and of themselves, right? Book 1, we resurrect Likrifa. Don't actually know how to pronounce it. Don't murder me in the comments for that. And she's the dragon. She's on the cover. Book 2, we get Ulfrir, the wolf. Now, at the end of book 3, we get Snaka, the snake. I was waiting for it the whole time because I had caught on, where we're getting closer and closer to the end. I did not really read into when Rada and Likrifa were talking about, what they might have to do if they can't defeat Ulfrir, that would be to resurrect Snaka. So the whole time I was like, how is he coming into play? We're getting so close to the end. It was very interesting the way that that John Gwynne decided to use Snaka. Very brief but impactful, and I can appreciate that. I think that my problems with the way that the book ends, not like the ending itself, but the way that some of these character arcs and vengeance missions come to pass, is because I've been watching and consuming media for so long that I'm just so used to and expect good guys to triumph, people to succeed. And one of the things that made things like Game of Thrones and Grimdark overall so popular was the subversion of those expectations, and that anyone could die, no one's important or vital, just like real life, right? Like something terrible could happen at any time. So with that being said, I'm happy that Drekker, Merc, Ilska, Guthvar, Bjor, I'm happy all these people died. I'm also happy that Elvar died. And not because I wanted her to die, but not everybody can get a happy ending. It's just like, that's not realistic. I was upset with who did it, which made me happier for Bjor to die. I was then happy when he finally did something good at the end. He still got what was coming to him. But for Varg to get vengeance on Brack or Break, for Leif to get vengeance on Guthvar, for Orca to get vengeance on Drekker, for all these people to succeed, for Beric and Uspa to get their son back even. But for it worked out for everyone. Orca got her son back. Glornir dies, and that's sad, but he wasn't pivotal. We lost 3 point of view characters. We lost Elvar, we lost Bjor, and we lost Guthvar. Bjor and Guthvar, very close to the end. Both of them were on the wrong side of things. They were bad guys. So that's kind of expected. Still appreciated. But I don't know, just for everyone else to get what they wanted. Obviously, we didn't want Glornir to die, and that was sad. It's just, and I'm not dark. I don't want everyone dead or something, but, for maybe someone's vengeance not to work out. For maybe someone's vengeance to have worked out where they kill each other. For someone to take their vengeance away from them because someone else did it. I mean, we're talking about these huge scale battles with dragons and wolves and trolls and frost spiders and all this crazy stuff going on. And these people are able to single out one individual, go and fight them, not get interrupted, succeed, make it through the rest of the battle. And it's that kind of a thing that at the end just, I loved the book. I loved all 3 books. Okay, I'm not I don't want it to seem like this is a bad book. It's a great book. The kind of book that it is, though, I was a little surprised and disappointed that it all worked out that way. That's all. Sue me. Please don't sue me. With all that being said about everybody getting their vengeance and stuff, I absolutely loved the way that Orca brought Brekka over to help her kill Drekker after he was poisoned by the frost spider venom. I thought that was a very touching scene. I really liked Elvar's character development. I loved seeing that originally she didn't want to free Ulfrir or any of the Tainted, and watching the world change around her and having her mature enough and to come into that leadership role to see that it was necessary and it was the right thing to do, and then to do it. I enjoyed watching that character develop, and with that being said, I enjoyed watching Ulfrir be a cool wolf god. Overall, I had a great time with this book. The pacing was fantastic. The fights were fantastic. The characters were so diverse and unique. The world was amazing and immersive. I just wasn't fully satisfied with how everybody kind of got what they wanted unless you were a bad guy. Even Hrung lived after getting thrown into Lakrifa. So, and that's just me. So if you don't have a problem with those things, I think this book's going to be even better for you. If you've made it this far into the video, please let me know what you thought of this book. Did you read the Bloodsworn trilogy? What else from John Gwynne have you read? Get in those comments. Love you. Bye.